Hello, everybody. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Carly Gifford, and on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I post sit-down videos talking about whatever I want. A lot of times it's just influencer drama, celebrity scandal, stuff like that, things that just don't really affect our day-to-day lives and just kind of fun little things to gossip about and to talk about. Sometimes, though, the topics do get a little bit more serious, and sometimes I do true crime kind of type videos and whatnot, but typically I just like to keep it light and fun. Now, in today's video, I do want to issue a bit of a trigger warning. We'll be talking about sexual assault. Now, things won't get like super graphic or anything, but I just want you to know that we will be talking about it. So if that is something that triggers you, maybe just proceed with caution or click off of this video if that's what's going to be best for you. We will also talk briefly about the Menendez brothers and that situation. So that's another trigger warning, I guess, as well as that we will be talking about a little bit of schmurmerd. I don't know if YouTube was gonna flag this video for that, so that's why I'm like not using the actual word. Now, before I jump into my videos for the day, I like to tell you guys which lip balm I'm using and what I'm drinking. I am currently using this new fruit glass that I thrifted. I actually managed to get 2 of these. I think they're super cool. They have like all these fun little fruit and flower designs on them. I love them. And I am drinking a Dunkin' caramel iced coffee. We don't have Dunkin' Donuts where I live, so it's just the stuff that you get like at Target or Walmart, and it just goes in the fridge. So it's not actually Dunkin', but I wish it was. Or I should say Dunkin' that you like get from an actual Dunkin' place. And the lip balm that I'm using is the Rhode Peptide Lip Treatment in the flavor Watermelon Slice. I think this one probably has like a day or 2 of life left in it, and then I will be moving on to my next lip balm. I'm trying to use up all my lip balms before I get any new ones because I have a lot, so I gotta use some up. I don't want to be like over consuming or anything, but it doesn't take much for my lips to get really chapped, so I do genuinely go through a lot of lip balm, so it's something that's definitely not wasted at my house. But that being said, I think we are going to just jump into today's video. Okay, so today we are talking about Briannachickenfry. If you don't know, she has a podcast. It's called the Plan Brie podcast that she does with her friend Grace. It's on the, or I guess I should say it's under the Barstool umbrella. And she's also on the BFFs podcast with Josh Richards and Dave Portnoy. People really like her because she's pretty relatable, kind of, I mean, down to earth. Like, seems like someone that you could just be like friends with. She's pretty unfiltered. Sometimes she can be a little like not abrasive, but very blunt and straightforward, but people really like that. Now, originally she's from Philadelphia, so she does kind of have a little bit of a Philly accent, although I think that she does try to hide it, which is too bad because it's a really cool accent. But up until up until yesterday, so today is Tuesday when I'm filming this video. So on Monday, Brianna and her boyfriend, Bryan, country music singer, people really love his music. His music is pretty good, but they broke up yesterday. And now today, Zach already released a statement on his Instagram story. So his statement said, addressing something, Brianna and me have broken up with each other, and I respect and love her with every ounce of my heart. She has loved me unconditionally for a very long time, and for that I'll always thank her. I have had an incredibly hard year personally, and struggled to get through some pretty severe things. I thought it would be beneficial for both of us to go our different ways. I am not perfect and never will be. Please respect Brianna's privacy and space in this, and if you have it in your heart, mine too. With everything I am, and to anyone I let down, I'm sorry. I try my best in everything. I failed people that love me, and mostly myself. A lot of people think that Brian possibly posted this video because he was indeed found on Raya. Raya is a dating app for celebrities or like very, very rich, influential like people, and yeah, he was found on there. Like, actually you have to request to like sign up, and then they decide who gets in on the app and who doesn't. So now Brianna did post a video on her Plan Brie channel, so I'm gonna play that for you guys.
Hey guys, I look insane. I have my crazy lady robe on. I'm on the bathroom floor. Something about a bathroom floor gives me a lot of comfort, so I've been sitting on a lot of bathroom floors the past couple of days. But yeah, probably not going to post this for a little while, but I just woke up to Zach posting on his Instagram that we broke up, and I had no idea that post was going up. He didn't text me, he didn't call me. I just woke up to a bunch of texts being like, are you okay? And I'm like, did my fucking dad die? And yeah, so I'm like completely blindsided by that. I also genuinely feel like I haven't, like, do you see how swollen my face is? I've been crying for like 5 days straight, and sorry if this video is gonna be a lot of jumping around, but I'm at the point where it's like, how can you give someone everything and like love them so unconditionally, like through stuff that you shouldn't, because you just love them and you want them, like you see the good in them. Like how can you, oh, this is so embarrassing. But I don't give a fuck. How can you like give every ounce of yourself to someone and then like be discarded of in a few days? It's really, really heartbreaking, and I don't want to talk about details right now. I don't want to talk about it yet. I will, obviously, but right now, like, I wanted to heal privately, and I didn't even know that he was gonna post that. And we broke up yesterday. So I wasn't ready to do anything publicly, and now I'm just getting like a bajillion friggin' texts and shit. Like I wanted to just handle this as a human first, and now it's not that. So I'm just asking if you guys could please respect, Jesus, I look crazy, my privacy right now, and like when I'm ready to talk about everything that happened, I will. But right now I'm just like completely blindsided. Yeah. And thank you for all the kind messages. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be fine. I'm just obviously really, really hurt right now. And I wanted to just like be hurt for a week and like lay in bed, you know? And I just didn't want it to be public. So I'm just feeling blindsided. Yeah, I love you guys a lot. Thank you to all the kind people, and thank you, I mean, genuinely, just to everyone reaching out to me. I'm not answering shit today, so I'm not dead. I'm just gonna go lay down and fucking, I don't know, watch Love is Blind. That's probably not a good idea. Regardless, everything's gonna be okay. I just don't want to talk about it, so please don't make videos about this, and please don't like make videos about me. Just wait till I come back and talk about it. Can you give me fucking that? Okay, peace and love.
I have to say that I do genuinely think that it's very, very sad that she was totally blindsided by this. Now, aside from posting that video, she also issued a statement on her Instagram story as well, and her says, "Hey guys, I'm feeling really blindsided right now. Gonna hop off social media for a while and attempt to heal privately. When I'm ready, I'll be back and ready to talk. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your kind words. Remember, you are so loved and everything's always gonna be okay." She posted a screenshot and a link to her Plan B video. Oh, and she also on her Instagram posted a poem. It says, "And eventually you'll find that life goes on even if you don't want it to. The days will pass and the world will move while you ask it to stop. You'll believe life is cruel for continuing on while your feet are stuck. You'll find people and moments to blame for your concrete." I don't know what this word is. It looks like AECT for your concrete. I don't know. Then there will come a morning when you wake up and realize things go on. Life isn't cruel, your feet are. The world keeps on spinning. It hopes of showing you that you can as well. So that's what she posted to her Instagram. It's really interesting because her last post with Zach on her Instagram was October 11th, and it's only the 22nd today. So I don't know. It's always crazy to me when people like have recently posted with their significant other and then like break up. Although, I mean, it's been a week and a half, so it's like things can for sure change in that time period. But on July 14th, the couple celebrated their 1-year anniversary. Brianna made a really nice post to Zach, and she said, "A year full of loving harder than I thought I was capable of and laughing louder than any year before. You've made me appreciate all the things that were always right in front of me. You brought me back home to my family, and you've helped me love myself again. There isn't a damn thing I wouldn't do for you. My person forever. I love you, my Zachary." So that's really, really sad, I think. And this is all coming at like a very bad time for Brianna because she was recently under fire for one podcast episode, but there were a couple different things in this podcast episode that she talked about. First things first, how she talked about the Menendez brothers. I'm gonna play the clip for you guys because this is something you just gotta hear, and I think it's important to hear how she says things about this topic or like in reference to this topic.
Meditated, shoot your mommy in the face, your daddy in the face while they're on the couch, and you think, woohoo, oh, that's because they were mean to us, they did bad stuff to us. You run away. You run away. Run away. You don't need to kill people. I think you should be in prison forever because you murder people. I think that's how the life works. You murder people, you stay in prison. If you think that's wrong, maybe we need to talk because murderers go to jail.
Mm-hmm. I just your father raping you, it's just a whole different thing that you wouldn't understand. We both wouldn't understand.
No shit. Like, that guy deserves to die.
Like I probably would
kill.
I probably would kill.
You can't kill people. You're doing just as bad. You can't kill people.
I don't know. It's wild. It's just
you
wild.
Run away. Run away. Yeah. Get out of there. Go to college. Run away. I don't know.
Burglary. Do burglary from your parents and run away.
You can't kill people. I get it. You can't kill people. I can't. People have already made up their mind and like took things out of context and have a narrative. So there's nothing I can say that are gonna change anyone's mind. You know what I mean? I just talked about it for 2 seconds.
Can I ask, were you watching like the doc or
we were
was
watching
it
the
thing
show?
Monsters? Monsters? Is that what it is?
Yes.
The show? Yes. Okay.
And what did you say? That's like, what is the controversy?
Well, we both said it.
You and Grace.
Yeah. We said that what people are mad about is, and I understand why people are mad about it, is we were like, just run, or I said, run away. Why don't you just run away first? And I do stand by that. Like, you should try to, before murdering people, I do think there's other courses of action you can take, but I didn't know that they did try to run away. So uneducated. And people are like, you're blaming them. I'm not taking away the fact that they were victims, but when I talked about it, I was like, I just truly think there could maybe be a couple steps before murdering your parents. And also the mom was a victim to the dad. So it's like, I don't know.
So that doesn't seem overly controversial to me.
So yeah, while I do not really agree with her take on it, I will say I agree. Don't schmurmur people, you know, like that's just, don't do that. But the boys were also, one was a minor when this happened, so I don't know. I just kind of thought it was shitty how she talked about them and stuff, and people, a lot of other people thought that it was pretty shitty as well. But then, legit, in the same exact podcast, Grace tells Brianna that she is gonna go to Atlantic City, and once again, I'm gonna play this for you because you guys need to hear how she talks and also how Grace responds.
Is the last time you went? When we were 16, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I hope it ends better than the last
it
time.
totally will. I'm not going to be giving a
yeah. You're not
something
gonna
bad happened last time I was there. That shaped me as a woman.
It was really bad.
So do with that what you will. But
and
that
that's
won't
not
be
going to happen again.
Because now I am a strong, independent woman who knows what she wants and will not be settling for anything less or being coerced or forced into anything else.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you're 16, you just don't really know anything. And when you're 16, girls, if you're 16 listening to this, or play this for your daughter if you have a 16-year-old daughter, when you're 16 and maybe your mom brings you to Atlantic City, maybe you girls shouldn't hang out with the divorced men at the bar. Maybe you should go find other 16-year-olds. Maybe you shouldn't hang around older men because that's really scary and wrong, and they will always take advantage of you because that's just what life is, and men are scary. So let's stay away because, it sounds so fun and cool in the moment, but then when you grow up, you look back on those experiences scary and horrific. So stay away from older men and hang out with people your age. That's how life should be. Be a good 16-year-old, not do what we did. You can still have fun. Stick with your age group.
It's not your fault.
No, and we want to save you from them. We want to save you
get
from
off
it.
stage because I'm doing shows in DC and Atlantic City with Whitney this weekend, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off stage and I'm gonna parole the beach. I'm gonna make sure.
Yes,
nobody's
and
making-
yes,
Nobody is
making the
doing
same
anything wrong.
mistake. No,
I'm
and
gonna
don't do
go to
it.
the beach and I'm gonna say, "Give me your IDs, both of you."
Yep, you should. And don't do it because if you're that friend that goes to the beach and does bad stuff, you give your other friends a heart attack and they have to.
Hey, it's not my fault.
No, I'm not saying it's your fault.
I'm
I'm saying
to
don't
go to therapy.
hang out with older men because it's horrible for everyone because we thought Grace died. I thought Grace died and was kidnapped, and thank God she wasn't, just other horrible things. But it's scary to look for your friend and think she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
It is. You did that for me too. It's scary to look for your friend and think that they're dead.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
So don't do bad
Enough.
stuff.
Enough.
Just
We have
stay
to call
away.
it. We have to call it off.
Atlantic City is scary, and I hope that it's beautiful now for you.
Thank you. Atlantic City.
Atlantic City. Wow.
I'm gonna put
16.
it all on 17 Black. It
It's
hits
exactly
every single time.
It's exactly 10 years. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Wow. 10 years can make a big difference, though. It's going to be so good.
Stop.
I'm saying it for real. I'm trying to motivate you to have a great time.
I will have a blast. I will have a blast.
Oh, that's great. Well, have fun in Atlantic City.
Thank you.
No problem. All right.
All right.
You got anything else? All right. Bye,
And
guys.
scene.
So, in this clip, I understand why Grace maybe felt like she needed to say it's not my fault because of how Brianna was talking about it. She was kind of accusatory, I think, personally. She never outright, blamed Grace, and she even says, I know it, I'm not saying it's your fault, but keep in mind when you're talking about this kind of a situation that happens, you need to try to be as sensitive as you possibly can be because, it's something where emotions are just really high. It's one of those things where you're ultra sensitive when talking about it because it seriously is a huge deal, and being willing to talk about it honestly is amazing. But also, if you're the party that's listening, you've got to try to be even more sensitive to that person. And it was heartbreaking hearing Grace say it's not my fault. And a lot of people online were saying that it sounded like Brianna was taking Grace's trauma that happened and talking about it and sort of in a way making it her own, which later found out all the girls that were hanging out together in Atlantic City on the beach were sexually assaulted. So that means Brianna included. So that was her trauma as well. But I still think that she could have been better to Grace about it. Overall, when I first saw this clip, I was like, yeah, I think that while her delivery isn't ideal, I do think that Brianna is being like, hey, we need to warn girls, don't be hanging out with 30-year-olds. It's not you, it's them that's being creepy, but we unfortunately need to teach these young girls to be extremely cautious and not to hang out with men that are almost twice their age when you're a minor like that. When you're 16 and 30-year-olds are coming and trying to hang out with you, unfortunately, we need to teach young girls to try to stay away and listen to your gut instinct. It's sad that we need to teach young girls that. Absolutely, it's sad that men are creepy, but unfortunately, it's you gotta prepare girls for things like this that can potentially happen. So then Brianna talks about this whole situation on the BFFs podcast. Now, I already kind of have mixed feelings about Dave Portnoy. I'm really not sure how I feel about the guy, but I gotta say, I'm really not liking him after this clip. So again, I gotta play it. You gotta hear about how they talk.
I saw the other clip with Grace.
Oh,
which-
this one. it was completely out of context as well.
Right. And if I'm not and everyone's like, she's blaming Grace. If I'm not, and I saw the clip, I have heard this story, I believe, multiple times, right?
Yes,
this is the story that has been told. And
she talks about it a lot.
Correct. And you guys have been fine telling it. Grace has told me, it's like, I don't want to hear the story, but she forced it down my throat anyways. I heard the story. But what I saw you talking about almost seemed like if you were a parent, you would tell your kids, like, don't hang out with like 16.
Can I explain that one? Because this one, the
that
Menendez
one I
brothers
didn't get. I already knew the story. So yeah, I didn't get what people are mad about.
Yeah,
the Grace
this
story.
one is really frustrating to me.
I don't even know if I know the story.
You do, Josh, because you had to be around when I've heard it.
Yeah, it's been at like our live show and stuff too. But so it's a story that we talk about a lot. We went on this trip when we were 16 years old to Atlantic City. Yeah. And this is like, if you've listened to our podcast, you've heard about this before. Like, this trip was crazy. And all of us hung out with a group of 30-year-old men. We were 16, which is super fucking weird. Yep. Obviously, it's their fault for hanging out with us, but we were hanging out with them. We all all of us got sexually assaulted by these men. And as we're talking about it on the podcast, I was like, if I can go back in time, don't hang out when you're 16. Hey, little girl, don't hang out with a 30-year-old man because, hey, guess what? Guys are going to be creepy. And I'm not blaming us for what happened to us or blaming Grace. But if I can tell a young girl that listens to my podcast, don't hang out with a fucking weirdo that's 30 that's going to do something wrong to you.
Yeah,
and
so
I stand by that.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't get that.
That's not victim blaming.
I also knew the backstory. So it's like, I don't even know what people are mad about because I knew what you were saying. Like, we were dumb and naive to put ourselves in this situation, but it's not our fault it happened. But
of course not.
Right. So I
like people just run with like things, a narrative, and that's why I say where it's like even all of this will get clipped and be like, I'm saying something wrong right now, but no one wants to like listen to what I was actually saying. And I was trying to be like,
people were assuming
I was trying to warn young girls.
To Chris.
They were making it seem like Grace was on it, and they were making it seem, from what I saw, like Bree's be like, hey, Grace, it's all your fault.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
And hey, guess what? We all got sexually assaulted that night. I got thrown up against a wall and a 30-year-old man stuck his hand up my dress. Like, obviously that's not our fault. And I didn't say it was, but I said, let's not, all you little girls, hang out with 30-year-olds because that's fucking weird.
And again, it's a story
that
I've heard against my will, not a bad way, but this is a story that if you are remotely familiar with,
if you know Grace, you know this story. And if you know me, you know this story, like our story in Atlantic City.
It has been told a lot. It wasn't like this new thing. So,
But the internet
it's all
just
over my
runs with
TikTok.
everything.
I think that it was insanely shitty that Dave said, oh yeah, I've heard the story against my will, or that she shoved it down my throat. Like, I'm sorry, if someone is like wanting to talk about something like that, that's huge. It's like, you don't need to say, oh yeah, I heard it against my will. I mean, you can just say, yes, I've heard the story, because they're all, in my opinion, like if I was Grace, I'd be feeling like shit right now. Like, why did I trust these people? And like, why did I tell them that story? Now I know that they say she talks about it all the time and stuff, but it's like, have you considered that maybe that's just how she copes with it, and it's just because she's so open about it that makes her feel better in a way? I don't know. Like, thankfully I've never gone through something like what Grace has gone through, so I can only imagine her feelings about this, and I can't even imagine very well because I have no experience with it. But who's to say that talking about it with people isn't her way of coping? But I don't know, I just felt like the BFFs were absolute shitheads when they talked about it. And even though Brianna was like, yeah, that happened to me too, like I was there and we were all sexually assaulted, you know, it's like, okay, so you're okay not talking about it, like maybe hopefully she's gone to therapy for it, but it's like you're okay not talking about it, and you've kind of just gotten this sort of tough callus around that issue. Grace doesn't. Her reaction is a little bit different, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that it's wrong, and it doesn't mean that Brianna's wrong and how she deals with it. She's maybe not as open about it as Grace, and that's okay. Grace is more open than Brianna, and that's also okay. Like, I don't know. In the end, I felt like they talked about it in a very shitty way. I felt like they were sort of diminishing what Grace had gone through and how she wanted to talk about it, sort of, and whatnot. So, I don't know. But overall, I will say, tough month to be Briannachickenfry. Oh, and another thing with the Zach Bryan thing, a lot of people on TikTok have been saying, like, yep, this is pretty much his MO. He dates a girl for like a year and a half, writes some songs about them, and then breaks up with them. And he was married before to a woman named Rose, and allegedly he cheated on her. And so people are like, yep, that's, again, kind of his MO. Dates women for a while, then cheats on them, and then moves on. Now, I don't know for sure the situation with him and Brianna, and I don't know the situation with like his other past relationships, but that's just kind of the chatter that I've been hearing on the TikTok lately. So, anyways, that is a brief rundown of what's been going on with Briannachickenfry. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope that you guys have a great middle of your week, and I will see you guys in my next video on Friday. Bye, guys.